you now know how to build a speaker cabinet, but it still needs speakers. So in this final stage, I'm going to go through all the hardware you're going to need, so handles, corner protectors. I'm also going to show you how to wire speakers. So this is a 2x12 cabinet, and this one's in parallel, so I'll go through the ins and outs of that. I've got a lot of the info from Celestion's website, so check that out. Just a little side note, if you're making one of these, don't rush the project. Just let all the glue dry, leave it 24 hours, let all the wax, if you're using wax, let everything dry, give it the proper drying times, take your time, because it doesn't just have to sound good, it's got to look good too. So just take your time. Here is my dried frame to hold the grill, and it's quite a tight fit. So what I'm probably going to do is take the thickness of a saw blade off each edge. So I don't think it has to be that tight, I don't know. One thing I am going to do before I put the speakers in, I've marked up what's going to be the top, I know what's the top and bottom of the cab. I'm going to mark where those cone holes are, so I don't want these, you know, this framework overlapping where the speaker cones are. So hello! What I have managed to find are these weights plates, which are slightly bigger diameter than the holes I've cut. So I'm going to go 5mm past that line I just drew. Just carry on that angle the whole way around. If I do that on both ends, it'll be quite good. What I'm going to do now is, there's a couple of sort of hairline joins where I probably should have clamped it a bit better. And if you remember earlier, I taped this bag to my sander to collect a load of the dust, so a load of this Meranti hardwood dust. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue in these joints and then just rub a load of the dust into it. I've already done one coating and you can see all the glue residue, so I just want to try and fill as much of that hole as possible. Everything's now dry, and I need to work out where to put the jack plate on the rear panel. And so this is going to go here, jack plate I want in the middle. So what I'm going to do, this is going to be the outside because it's all countersunk. And see this batten, put this in here, do a line across. And I know it's got to be at least that far down. I want to know where the centre is, so mark where the centre line is. So that gives me a centre line. Also want it in the centre this way, so I'm going to make sure this, once that's in the centre, I don't think it's going to hit this batten. It's not the end of the world if it does really, I can always notch a bit out, but I'd rather, you know, not bother. So, in fact, I think that'll be completely fine. You'd have thought, given that I've done a video on how to make a perfect circle using a router, you'd have thought I'd done that, but oh well. What I'm going to do now, sand it all up and start waxing it. Okay, this unit I've just finished sanding it all over. That's why I'm covered in dust. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wax it using wax polish. This is the speaker grill frame, so the bit that holds the speaker in place. I'm going to give it a bit of sanding just to get rid of the glue, and then wax it just in case you can see through the cloth, because the cabinet's this dark brown colour, I don't want you to see a big contrast, so I'm going to put a couple of coats of wax on it. Not much left to do. I'm going to put the corners on the amp, which are these little things that I got from eBay. They seem okay. These massive chunky handles, also from a shop from eBay. They're quite good. They'll go in there. And then I've got to turn it around. Obviously put the cones in, otherwise it won't make any noise. That's not ideal. And then put this in the top part of the rear panel. Now I'm going to put the speakers in. I want the Greenback on the left from the front and the Vintage 30 from the right, just because it's alphabetical so I remember which way around they are. So yeah, I'm going to put it on its back and fit them. Here is my speaker cable. I've been on Celestion's website. It says, so these are both 16 ohm speakers. If you wire them in parallel, it makes it an 8 ohm cabinet. That's what I want to do, which means it's got to have a cable coming from each speaker to the jack. And I'm going to use these little terminal connectors, which crimp onto the cable. I'm also going to cable tie it around here just so it's a bit neater and then poke it through at the end. I don't know if you can see that this one has a red strip on it. So red's positive, I'm going to put it in a red connector, connected to the positive side of everything. As you can tell, I didn't crimp them. I'm going to do that at the end in case anything isn't going to work or isn't working. So I'm just going to tack this around the edge with some cable clips. I've run all the cables around the edge of the cabinet, and because I'm wiring it parallel, I've used these electrical junction box type things. So both positives are in here, both negatives are in here. So what I'm going to do is stuff 2 positive cables in this one, 2 negatives in there, and then wire this end up to the jacks. I'm doing that because this cabinet has 2 jacks, so I just want to split the signal. Positive goes to the tip. To connect it to the jack socket, I'm going to use these tiny little terminal connectors, blue flavour, and these terminal ratchet tool, and it's got a different colour dot for each colour terminal. These are blue, so yeah, just put it on, clamp it. Now what's left is the grill on the front, so I'm going to do that. This is the grill frame for my speaker. What I'm going to do is put some black speaker mesh over it and then staple it to it on the back. And then obviously screw it to the speaker cabinet. Now the guitar cabinet's built, you want to know how it sounds and why I've used two different types of speakers in it. I've done that on a separate video so you can listen to it properly and hear the difference between the Vintage 30 and the Greenback. So please like, subscribe and comment. Yeah, thanks for watching it all. I know it's a lot to get through, but I couldn't really cut any out because otherwise you wouldn't have known all the details, so thanks for watching.